Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hard 100, a video series documenting the culling of my collection from what it is to what it's going to be, and that is a hard 100 games. We are getting towards the 30s or 40s of my hard 100. There are some games that I haven't talked about yet, but I've officially accepted, and there are a couple that you don't necessarily know about. So whenever I play games, I'm playing games that may potentially boot off something that I haven't even talked about yet. But don't worry, I'll definitely talk about it. The game that I'm talking about today is a game that may have booted off a game that I haven't played yet. It doesn't matter because I played this one. It was Noir Automata. Noir Automata, a game by D. Brad Talton Jr. and art by Charles Andrew Bates. Not who you think it would be by. I am a very big fan of Penny Arcade, have been reading it for many years, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this immediately caught my eye. If you are a fan of Penny Arcade, you know that little guy right there. His name is Carl. He is part of a web series that they did a little while back to kind of branch out. Now this game is a reprint of a game called just Noir. And there are 4 different games in this box using the same 25 set of cardboard token cards and the 25 actual cards. For 3 players, 4 players with teams, there is Spy Tag. For 3 to 4 players, there is Dragnet. For 3 players, there is Buddy Cops. And there is the only version of this game that I played, a 2-player version of Killer versus Inspector. What this game has you doing in the version that we played, we didn't play any of the other ones, only the 2-player Killer versus Inspector. And don't worry, that's not gonna be to its detriment. What you're doing is you're laying out all the cards. Let me say right up front that the rules for this game are maybe 2 pages. And I read these 2 pages 6 or 7 times. I watched 2 or 3 videos. Something about it I just couldn't grasp. Maybe it was some of the terminology they were using, but I just couldn't quite get it. So let me explain it to you in a way that everyone will understand. What you're doing is you're taking all 25 of these tiles and you are laying them out in a row, in a 5x5 grid, as a matter of fact. And then you are giving the deck of cards to the killer. Killer's gonna do, he's gonna take 2 cards, he's gonna look at them. One of them is gonna be one of the characters, one of them is gonna be one of the other characters. He's gonna take one of those cards, and that is the killer. He's gonna take the other card, and that is his secret identity. So he kind of is playing 2 roles at the same time. Then he's gonna hand the cards over to the inspector. The inspector is gonna take 4 cards. He's gonna pick one to be himself, face down. He's going to take the other into his hands as evidence. Obviously, if I see that Carl is in my hand, I know the killer cannot be Carl. The inspector wins if he can point to someone and go, "You are that person," and accuse them. The killer wins if they kill the inspector or if they kill 10 people without getting caught. Here is the trick. You can only kill someone and you can only accuse someone if you are adjacent to them. Up, down, left, right, and then diagonal. So if you kill someone, I know you're one of these 9 people. So if you kill someone again, it's probably pretty easy to narrow it down. Well, the killer has a couple of extra tricks up their sleeve. What they can do is change their secret identity. So they pick up both their cards, they look at them, and then they put them back down. They may have put them back down in the right order, which means the original card is their original card, or they could have switched them and now their secret identity is them. So if at any point in the game the inspector can say, "Oh, your secret identity is this and your killer is this," boom, boom, they don't have to be next to each other. He can just call him out and he wins. If he's wrong, he loses. Also, there's gonna come a point where there's gonna be a lot of dead people on the board. So if that ever is the case, what you can do is you can condense and get rid of 1 dead person from every row or column and then kind of condense it into a 4x4. Also, what you can do, as the inspector, you can take one of your cards in your hand and put it on that person. So I would put it on Ursula. And I would ask, are you adjacent to the person I just put this on? And he can say yes or no, he has to tell the truth, and then that gives me some more information. Likewise, he can choose to then kill Ursula, and then I have to tell him if I'm one of the people around Ursula. It's very tense, and you don't have to be next to someone to put an evidence card on them, so that doesn't give any information. But accusing and killing gives immediate information on where you are. You can get additional information by killing someone who has already been exonerated by having evidence put on them, or putting evidence on them, period. And there's other ways to shift and manipulate. You can move a row down and then swap them. It doesn't do as much as you think it would, and it's not as complicated and difficult to keep track of as you think it would be. Phil is terrible at being a killer. So much so that the second time we played, and we played this game about 5 times, the second time we played, I had to explain to him what I was doing so he could see how to be a killer and get away with it. It's to no fault of his own. Phil is a programmer. He's very logic minded, but for some reason, when it comes to hidden movement games, he is the fucking worst. Letters from Whitechapel. This, I have a Whitehall mystery game that I have to play soon. What was it? Escape from the Aliens from Outer Space. Anything where it is hidden movement, for some reason, his brain breaks. But after a few plays of this, it started being less of a memory game, like, oh, where are you? And more of a cat and mouse, I guess I want to say. I can see why they chose to republish this. This is like the 3rd version of this Inspector Killer thing. There was like a black box edition, an original noir edition. They've added a couple of new rules based on just the 2-player killer versus inspector. This is a game that gives you that hidden movement feel without being a hidden movement game. It scratches that itch plus some to really make it an experience that you're gonna remember for a while. And true, every once in a while, you're gonna just drop a card, you're gonna kill the inspector because he's right there, and ha ha ha, whatever. It's a breeze to set back up. It is, I think Phil did the math, and it was like a 4% chance that he could pick me right out the gate, because it's 1 in 25. Let's do some, I already did some housekeeping, but let's kind of go to what the box says. 2 to 4 players. We played the 2-player version, there's a 3 version, and the other 3 versions, I have no idea how they play. Didn't play them. 10 to 30 minutes, the Killer versus Inspector is the 10 to 30 minute one, is like the 10-minute side. It's really, really quick. The tiles are actually in alphabetical order, so they're easy to find. And then it says light. Light on rules, heavy on, not analysis paralysis, just paralysis. Like, I don't want to move, I don't want to make a mistake, because you're right there and you're going to win this game based on just the one. It's a small box. This thing costs like 20 bucks. Not even playing the other 3 rule sets, just the one. This is most likely going to replace one of my other hidden movement games, and it's not even a hidden movement game. So Noir Automata is in the Hard 100. It will most likely replace something. The reason why this isn't going up in a deathmatch, it seems a little unfair because I haven't played all of it, and I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to. This game is brand new. I think it just came out. If you're a fan of Penny Arcade and the art style, this wasn't done by him, but if you are a fan of the art style and the characters, it looks very, very close. And everyone's a robot or a dude. It's very, very fun. So if you can, find this. I've only played the first version, and based on that, it's in the collection. I'm gonna put it back up here. Very short and sweet game, very short and sweet episode. If you are into a very cat and mousey, me versus you kind of game, pick that up. It's very good. Again, my name is Billy. You are the people. I am the people's Billy. Thank you so much for joining me on this latest edition of the Hard 100. Peace out.